From one of the loudest venues in the NFL, there's a look at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. Set to go now on a beautiful sunny afternoon. And into a sea of red, we're underway in Kansas City.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
Here's Pacheco to begin the drive. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
Pacheco gets it again on second down. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. 15. Again, it's Pacheco. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Give him 13 yards there and a Kansas City first down. A give right side for Pacheco. And he's able to get across midfield and down into Buccaneer territory. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Hey, when you get good yardage like that on first down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets...
Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted. Picked up by Jordan Whitehead. And the Bucs are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line. Not something you see very often from a quarterback of his caliber, an opening drive interception.
Oh, there's no doubt in my mind that even he's surprised at how that one played out. But we know this guy is not going to stop him from continuing to fire as this game goes along. Probably give a little nod of respect across the field for that one and let him know he'll be back the very next series.
They'll run it. Here's the rookie from Oregon. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. Here's 2nd and 10. Now Mayfield. The pass is caught by Cade Otton. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. Less than a minute to go here in a scoreless first quarter to this point. On 1st and 10, here's Irving. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Sometimes you get all those big guys down there in one spot, and there's just nowhere to go. And in this case, the defensive tackle used his strength and swallowed him up.
In motion, left Shepard. Mayfield now. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Part of what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
It's hauled in by Shepard. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. They'll get 11, but still a little short. 4th down. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now, and it's Buccaneer football as they've got it looking at 4th and less than a yard. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. The Bucs try it on 4th down but come up empty. And the Chiefs defense comes up with a stop. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. Remember last time out they threw the interception on their first drive. Good news, their defense backed him up, so it's still 0-0 here as they begin their second possession.
Yeah, one great way to judge a defense. How did they handle what we call sudden change when all this...
And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Isaiah Pacheco, 69 yards. And the Chiefs post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter. Harrison Butker is on for the extra point. And his kick is good to make it 7-0 KC. Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away. He can't get him down. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And a drive that stalled out last time. Went for it on 4th, didn't get it. How does that translate here? I would imagine momentum's with the defense.
Definitely with the defense, because anytime anyone goes for it on 4th down, that's telling you as a defense that you can't stop us. We don't think that you can. And when you actually do, that may put a little dent in the confidence of the offense the next time they hit the field.
Yeah, we'll see if they can bring that pride, the offense, this go-around. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. Mayfield looks to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
But there's an incompletion, partner, and the struggles through the air continue because so far their lack of passing production has led to a lack of points.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Every offense tells you they want to come out and start fast. That's not unusual at all. But this group, they've yet to get much rolling through their first 2 drives. It looks like they have to give up the football again after this one.
Looks like the offense is going to take another shot here. They're going on 4th and 13. And they're indeed going. It's Mayfield. And it's going to be batted down. And we'll go the other way with the football. A surprising move to go for it. Predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And now possession's going to go over with a football at the 20-yard line. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. And Xavier Worthy, a 20-yard touchdown. And the Chiefs are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. So that pretty conclusively, I might add, shows you the perils of going for it and not making it on 4th down. One play, touchdown.
Yeah, and I've got to put this on the man in charge, the head coach. He made the decision to go for it. To me, when punting was the only decision to make, and it backfired on him in a big way.
Extra point by Butker is on target, and that'll make the score 14-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. And just shutting him off there. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you...
Looking for Godwin, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Leo Chanel. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. So after the INT, here's Mahomes. He'll check this one down to Pacheco. And he'll go down at the 28. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays...
And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. So they've been unable to capitalize on the great field position as of yet. Here's 3rd and 9. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Travis Kelce, 30 yards. And the Chiefs will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Well, I don't think that we're ready yet to say the route is on, but they have certainly looked near flawless here in this first half, and now an extra point away from making it 21-0.
Yeah, and your experience led you to say that, because we have both seen those 21-0 leads come and go in this league, but this one feels pretty darn secure. And here's the other part. Even when people chip away at it, it forces you into being almost perfect on the other side, doesn't it, in order to try and mount a comeback.
And able to get this out to the 25. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And with a 3-score deficit staring them in the face, they might have to press the issue here and try to get points out of this drive. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And they can't bring him down. And now the rookie's free. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Bucky Irving, 75 yards. And the Bucs are on the board here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And they'll cut the lead to 21-7. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And with a 21-7 lead already in their hip pocket, probably not a time to get too creative or inventive here. We'll see. It's Kelce on the ground. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. They go play action. Now Mahomes. That's laid out deep for Rice. And this one is incomplete.
And with apologies to Dylan Thomas, apparently they're not going to go gently into the half. They're still out there firing haymakers. They took a chance on a deep ball there, but it winds up incomplete.
To throw, it's Mahomes. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really.
Easy. Come back.
Now it's Mahomes again. Going deep for Hopkins. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. So this a 2-possession ball game as we get back underway, set for the third quarter. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Charles, some things to like about that first half. Ultimately trailing here, but certainly this deficit is manageable. So curious to see what adjustments they may have made at intermission.
As am I, because I think
Mike Evans, he's going to go. Inside the 10. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Mike Evans, 78 yards. And the Buccaneers come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. But, Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. But I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that momentum stays in your camp.
And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. Throwing now is Mahomes. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have the Chiefs first down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on 3rd down and 5.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Hey, 57, come.
On 1st and 10, here's Pacheco. He'll take it past the 40 to the 41, 2nd down.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
And they'll come up 2nd and 7.
Yellow.
Here's Mahomes to throw. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Well, that one was all about the defender making life difficult for the receiver. Very tough for a guy to hold on to the football through all that contact. He ends up forcing the incompletion.
Yellow.
From the gun on 3rd down, Mahomes. That is caught. Room to maneuver at the 35. Down the left sideline. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. And Xavier Worthy with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Chiefs go up by 2 touchdowns. That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the 3rd quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is let you feel like you're in control of this game, even more so than a 2-touchdown lead, right? Because you have taken that time off, as you noted, which means they couldn't get you off the field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to, and you gave your defense some rest. What a big-time drive in that situation.
Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Here's Mayfield. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yes, let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
And his throw is incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. And again, it's Mayfield. And that is incomplete.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Mayfield. And this is Shepard on the catch. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that'll make it 2nd down. Baker going to give it to Irving. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. So both teams trade touchdowns in the 3rd as we're through 3 quarters of play. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Right back to him on 1st down. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. He has just been completely taken out of this game. We're in the 4th quarter. He's single digits in the rushing department.
And I know we look at him because the numbers do go to his production. But how about the guys blocking for him? They don't.
And Evans hauls it in. Touchdown, Bucs. Mike Evans. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Buccaneers have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Mayfield going to try to throw for the 2. That's caught. And he will get into the end zone, and a 2-point conversion will cut this down to a 6-point game. So they go with a pass, and it works there on the 2-point try. Charles, just in general, what are your thoughts passing versus running on 2-point conversion? Situational?
It is situational, and you have to know your team. What is your strength? Because so many people think you have to throw the ball in a 2-point conversion, but the stats will tell you that running it is about as proficient. So know your team and go to your strength.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. 1st down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
Headed straight, it's Pacheco.
And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. 112 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. They couldn't ask for much more to this point in the second half. A gorgeous day, one-score game. 1st and 10 here. Here's Pacheco once again.
And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. Well, at this stage, that's exactly what you want offensively. Good run on 1st down, stay in bounds, keep that clock rolling.
And look at that play chart that the play caller has in his hands right now. That's what you got to focus in on because that's divided up by sections. And right now, he's looking at that 4-minute offense section. What running plays do we have to bleed down the clock and take care of the football? Right now, they're executing really well.
Line of scrimmage, the 43 on 2nd and 4.
43.
They'll run out of the gun with Pacheco.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
Here comes 3rd and the length of the football.
Come back.
Trying for it with Pirine.
And he's going to have the 1st down, yardage to the 35. Now a timeout called for by the defense. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. Mahomes going to throw it here. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21.
They run it with Pacheco from the gun.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
The Bucs forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as it comes with 1:15 left to go in the second half.
Yellow. Hey, Ripley.
To throw is Mahomes.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Chiefs 1st down. And that's the one that should seal the victory.
Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Fire down these two.
5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll roll on 1st down.
And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7.
They'll run here with Pacheco.
And he's across for the late touchdown. And in the final seconds, that one should just about put a capper on this game.
Some good running there at the end of the drive. He had the burst that set up the 1st and goal, and then one play later, he's in the end zone.
Brandon, what I liked about that sequence is, I'm not sure who made the play call, but they understood the situation, understood the momentum. A nice hard-charging run, give it right back to him, and let him cap things off.
They're going to try and run. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here.
Here's 1st and 10.
One last shot from Mayfield here. He's going to let it fly.
And that is going to officially draw the curtain on this one as the last throw intercepted. And the Chiefs come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. Well, things started off exciting. This one had a high-scoring first half, and nobody let their foot off the gas in the second half either, Charles. And, for them, a really nice victory in a high-scoring output.
You're right about that, because so many times we'll see teams come out slow and take a while to get going, and points become a little bit harder to score near the end of games, as we know, because everyone tightens down. But no such issues in this game. The scoring started right away and held up at a steady clip the remainder of the game.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Chiefs victorious here as we say so long from Arrowhead.
It is perhaps the best home field advantage in all of football and certainly the loudest as we welcome you to GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. Justin Tucker all set, and we are set to see the cream of the crop in the AFC as we are underway here with the Ravens and the Chiefs. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Fire down these two. Fire down these two. 15. What's that?
A first carry for Samaje Perine. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. The game's first play produces 6 yards. Brings up 2nd down.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
Yellow.
Pacheco gets it up the gut.
And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4.
15.
Shotgun snap to Mahomes.
He'll get this into the hands of the rookie from Texas. And he will have the Chiefs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. On the handoff, it's Pacheco.
And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Mahomes going to throw. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first.
Mahomes now to throw.
That's complete. It's Travis Kelce.
And he'll go down to the ground at the 39, and obviously that's well short of the first. Mahomes going to go on 4th down.
Another pass into the reliable hands of Kelce.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. A defensive breakdown allows a pickup of 16 on 4th down.
So after the 4th down conversion, now 1st and 10 inside the 25. A handoff now for Pacheco.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Clock running under a minute to go in a scoreless first quarter.
Pacheco gets it again on 2nd down.
And able to work his way down to the 16. 8 yards there on the carry, and now they're left with a much more manageable 3rd and 3.
And that's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the chirping. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them, run it again. We are right there about to break a big one.
And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10.
Yellow.
And they'll run with Pacheco.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. We're scoreless after 1. Second quarter from Arrowhead. It's the Chiefs in possession as they've got it with a 2nd down and 2 coming up.
Yellow. What's that?
Here's Pacheco.
And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up 1st and goal.
Not too many more ideal situations at 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a 1st down. They ran it and picked it up.
Yellow.
Pacheco.
Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal.
Here's Pacheco.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Nothing doing there as the 13th play of the drive proves to be unlucky. So now it's 3rd and goal. This Raven defense trying to keep him out of the end zone. Now here's Mahomes. Dancing to his left. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Patrick Mahomes taking it in from 2 yards out.
And the Chiefs post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter. Extra point by Butker is on target.
And that makes the score 7-0. Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away.
And from the end zone, Deontay Hardy will bring it out. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 21. They'll try and start this drive in the air. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line.
That was Nick Bolton rushing in and burying him behind the line. Two minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. To throw is Jackson.
And this one incomplete. Threw it down at the feet of his receiver.
And this drive was almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sacked on 1st down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Being chased out left. And he's got room. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down. Jackson. And the Chiefs are going to get him.
Nick Bolton.
That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. Throwing is Jackson.
That ball caught. It's Mark Andrews, the tight end.
Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
It's so important to tackle well against these guys, but you and I both know that's easier said than done when the guy you're trying to tackle looks like this guy.
It's usually going to take more than one man to get him down, and it did right there. Now it's Jackson.
And he'll go right back to Andrews.
And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. Another 1st down as they call his number again. He's got 15 yards here. Now Jackson. They set up the screen for Henry.
He's got room to roam.
And finally down at the 9-yard line. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down.
And this pass rush has really been bringing the heat and has already gotten home a few times here in the first half. So how about the play call there? Sometimes if you can't protect, you've got to fool them. Screen passes like that can take a little steam out of what's been a relentless rush so far.
And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. And the ball smacked down on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Touchdown!
Rashad Bateman on the touchdown throw from Lamar Jackson. And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying the ball game here in the final minute of the first half.
Justin Tucker for the extra point. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. Breaks through the contact. Still shedding tackles. And he'll be out of bounds here just past the 20-yard line. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's second down. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Set and ready to go for the second half. 1 touchdown apiece, 7-7 our score.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone.
And he is out of bounds as they'll start up past the 30. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
Well, the first half, very even. I mean, really, in all facets, this ball game tied, Charles. So as we start the third quarter, curious to see what the second half brings us.
Certainly am. I'm with you on that one, and we all know a lot of coaches from the NFL all the way down to the Pee-wee level. They love to spin it to their teams. Hey, we're starting a brand new, shorter ball game. It's all even. Let's go out and seize it. This is ours.
And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38. And the Chiefs showing a dime look as they defend this third down. They'll try to run for the first with Henry. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 10 yards there, good enough for a Raven first down.
We all love to have a home run hitter in the backfield. Guy can take it the distance. But a short yardage, trying to pick up first downs, that big guy, always a nice luxury to have, isn't he?
Throw right side here, taken in by Bateman.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
A first down carry for Henry.
George Karlaftis, the man to bring him down.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized.
13.
Here's Jackson to throw. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Mark Andrews, 39 yards. And the Ravens have taken the lead. What a great weapon. So often, such a big mismatch.
And there's no route he can't run. You name it, he's going to do it. And he's a matchup nightmare for the defense. No matter who they put on him, he's going to win the battle.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And that makes the score 14-7. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
Well, Charles, you and I said at intermission, feels like we're set up for a good second half. Well, the other side scored, and now it's up to them to answer. How do they respond here with their first drive of the second half?
Well, bottom line is they just saw the ball go in the end zone against their defense, and they saw what good offense looks like. They believe they've got a good offense as well. Run the best plays you've got to the top performers you have and try to move that ball down the field for an answering score.
This is Pacheco.
Some extra space following the display of power. Down just inside the 45.
Pacheco gets it again on second down.
20.
Now he's loose down the left sideline.
And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown.
Isaiah Pacheco.
43 yards.
And the Chiefs have a chance to tie the ball game here in the final minute of the third.
Well, I guess when you look back on it, it was just a matter of time until he popped a big one like that. And, you know, at halftime, you and I discussed it. They had done a nice job on him in the first half. But there were a couple of occasions where it felt like he might wiggle out of traffic and take it to the house. Finally here in the second half, that got done.
So all square here in this third quarter as the kick's away.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
We got a brand new ball game, all even after that last touchdown, so every drive now becoming a little more critical here in the second half.
They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry trying to keep those big legs churning, but he's going to go down in the backfield. From the gun, it's Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on.
So they take the flag and the yardage that comes with it.
After the penalty, it's Henry.
Down the right sideline. Inside the 20.
And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Derrick Henry, 72 yards.
And the Ravens, on the final play of the third quarter, have taken the lead.
They blitzed defensively there, but he was able to slip through that first layer, and then he was gone.
I think they won the leverage game, didn't they?
Yes.
Right? They saw the blitz coming. That got to him a little bit, but they leveraged it perfectly and found not just a crease, a gigantic hole. And off he goes, and he's still going all the way to the end zone.
We're back now in KC, where the fourth quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the third quarter. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away.
And he won't quite make it to the 25. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And now, after the touchdown a moment ago, they work from behind in a 7-point game. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Roquan Smith.
And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
Boy, he had to fit that into a pretty tight window over the middle. And, Charles, I think they were in zone defensively, weren't they?
They certainly were. Nice read on your part. And sometimes the quarterback isn't fooled between zone and man. Sometimes just fooled by the type of zone that he sees. Because oftentimes, those linebackers will vacate and run downfield with receivers. In this case, he played a pure zone and was in the wrong spot for the QB.
And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. Second down coming up.
And for the defense, this is a spot where you don't want to totally sell out to stop the run, but you do have a pretty good idea of what you're going to see. And that's good work right there to keep them in check on that first down carry.
And they'll come up on a 2nd and 7 from the 27.
They'll run it again with Henry. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. And the Chiefs are going to signal for and be granted another timeout. That's going to leave them with just one remaining here in this fourth quarter. Now it's Jackson. Eluding the pressure right. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
And, Brandon, this is the time of the game when Jackson could really take over. He's got the defense's legs a little bit tired. He's got them on the run.
Yeah, this defense looks gassed, and you're exactly right. Second half with the lead, this is when Lamar Jackson seems to thrive.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
2nd and 2. First down marker at the 8.
Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout. That's going to leave them with just one remaining here in this fourth quarter.
2 yards to go, second down.
10th carry now for Derrick Henry. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. Now a signal and a timeout here on the defensive side of the ball. So they want to stop it with 1 second to go prior to the 2-minute warning.
Henry is not going to get a whole lot, maybe a yard down to the 3.
We've got a one-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Trying to punch it in with Henry. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Derrick Henry with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Ravens have opened up a 2-touchdown lead here in this fourth quarter. Jackson and the Ravens still on the field. They'll go for 2.
They'll look to throw. And he's got it. So the 2-point conversion is good, and they add on to their fourth quarter lead.
Chiefs 14. Justin Tucker to kick off.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. This is 1st and 10.
Yellow.
Here's Mahomes.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is intercepted, and that should do it.
Picked up by Brandon Stevens.